Hello and welcome back to another Madmen with a Box live stream. We are here to talk about all the Doctor Who news. I'm Chris. I'm here joined with ProfPixel.
Hi, I'm here.
And look, for some reason, which is 90% of a bad thing. You may have that 10% hit rate, but 90% of the time, it's not looking good for you, buddy.
You're talking about Adam Sandler, the chief comedian of Grown Ups 2.
Sorry, I forgot. That film's a masterpiece, obviously. And we are joined also by Landry Q Walker.
Hello.
We should hopefully have some other guests joining. Hopefully.
Ashan,
welcome. Hello. Ashan's in the chat.
Javane will be here within 15 minutes, he said.
Within 15 minutes, yes. So we'll be talking about all the Doctor Who news. And at the end, we're going to do a review of Deathworld, the most recent Lost Stories released by Big Finish. But before we get into that, I think Pixel wants to show us something, or else he's not going to shut up about it.
Listen, I'm very excited. So, as we know, Landry went to the convention, went to San Diego Comic-Con, and he picked up the 15th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. It arrived today. I've been staring at it for the past 3 hours. I want to open it. Now it's time for an unboxing. And there's a reason why I don't do videos, because I'm terrible at it. Because I do not care about the box.
No, you shouldn't care about the box. Boxes, it's difficult when they put nice toys in really pretty boxes. I don't collect boxes. Stop making me pay extra for really nice boxes.
This is why they try to make us buy 2 toys, so that way you get one in the box and then one without. And Joe,
I don't do.
That's fair. That's fair. Joe the Corallo is joining us now. Hello.
Oh, hello.
You joined just in time for show and tell.
If
I can get this to open.
He finally received the sonic screwdriver I picked up for him at San Diego Comic-Con.
And my dreams are about to come true. I've always wanted the click remote.
Hey, while he does that, here's a quick question for you, Joe. Last week we did ranking of sonic screwdriver. It would be too much to ask you your rankings, but do you have a single favorite sonic screwdriver you think of?
Oh, geez, I don't know. That is a tough one. I'll have to think more about it, because it's never been my favorite of the Deus Ex Machinas of Doctor Who, but yeah.
So it's out of the box, and I did the thing, because this is in its full shape like this, but I closed it first. Go ahead, because you could get that clamshell, and then I undid it.
Now it looks like a mouse pad,
and
or just a mouse.
Make a mouse
on the little crystal that. Oh, that's nice.
Let's hear it.
Yes. There's some buttons, so let's go ahead. Oh,
classic.
And there's multiple sounds. I think there's a ton. Let's see. There's another button right here. I think that's what. Oh, that's the magnifier. Oh my god.
Yeah, switchblade.
I didn't expect it to do that. It's like the perfect fidget toy.
I really hope they come out with a mouse. That's nice.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Anything else? Right off the top. Nothing that I think. You can see the Gallifreyan symbols right along the back. And this is the deluxe edition, so that's why it's so sleek and shiny. Yes.
You say that, then they're going to release the deluxe edition, where it's just a different color.
It's going to be platinum silver rather than silver or something.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And the blue is going to be a more royal blue.
So, going ahead, folding that up. Oh, that's so neat, though. Oh man, I can play with this forever. It goes ahead and lights that up too. Oh,
nice.
I
mean, I
love
like all the little bits. I like all the little wonky bits on it. I still am never going to feel like it's a good design for a sonic screwdriver, but for a different tool in the doctor's, tool chest, fine. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it how, because during half the episodes, 15, how he holds it like the flat side is the bottom in comparison, but that's not really comfortable in the hold. Like, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what would have made it more comfortable? If it was in a cylinder-like shape, like a screwdriver.
Where's Jimmy to make power jokes?
I really like the sonic screwdriver in The Visitation. That was a nice appearance of the sonic screwdriver.
When it gets destroyed?
Yes.
Okay. I'm done with showing.
When it's sitting there smoldering, is that your favorite Sonic? Like,
that's probably my favorite Sonic. Yeah, I mean, 11's pretty good too. I like that concept, but on fire.
You must really like when 10 destroyed the one in Smith and Jones.
Oh yeah.
Did he destroy one in that?
Yeah, that's how he got the all silver one.
Oh,
because he put it into like the MRI machine or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Fried it. Because Earth technology can fry Gallifreyan technology.
Of course.
Of course. But yes, that was Pixel with his little unboxing. Stay tuned for next week when he gets the gold version. And opens that.
I would be that much of a sucker. And it does really look like a mouse. It
looks exactly like a mouse.
That looks like an old ass mouse.
Sitting right here for the last month.
That looks like a mouse. I'm surprised they haven't released one.
They really should.
That's weird. Oh, so you go ahead and pull this out. It does it on its own. I'm not pressing anything. But whenever you go ahead, you have it in its clam shape, and you pull this up, it just starts. Well, that's neat. Okay, I'm done.
All right, news.
What news? There is the cast list. More of the war between the land and the sea. I think the title is being shortened, at least amongst fans, to the war between. I think they refer to it.
Because it's a bit of a mouthful of a title for a TV show.
Yeah.
But yes, the cast list, as we already know that Russell Tovey, Gugu Mbatha-Raw, Gemma Redgrave, and Alexander Devrient were originally announced for the cast. It looks like we are joined again. Ruth Madeley is reprising her role from the 60th anniversary specials, and Colin McFarlane. Now he's been in Doctor Who before, well, Doctor Who adjacent. Unlike with Russell and Gugu, he is reprising a role. He's not just he's there, but playing a different character. He was in Torchwood, Children of Earth.
Yeah.
And he's reprising that role. The character was Austin Pierce, who I think was a unit soldier, so it makes sense for him to be here. So, shocking. It's like, hey, you can play your original role, but Russell, you can't. Midshipman Frame and Tish, though we can't have them in here, it doesn't make any sense. But yes, this is our official cast. Well, a proper look at our cast for the spin-off.
I don't like that guy's sandals.
No.
Don't worry, he's not wearing them in the show.
But
I don't think that's unit protocol.
No, but why is this happening again? the show?
Because Russell wants more spin-offs, and he has
But,
the
like,
Disney money to do it.
I just feel like, why didn't they use that money to make more episodes of Doctor Who this season instead of the spin-offs?
I mean, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Why does it have to be a unit spin-off?
I have to say that the reason why I think the seasons are, even though we're getting it every year, are short, I think that's just because that's how most of the TV market is. I hate that. I do. But that's probably why Russell's keeping it. Oh, well, we'll just do it.
There needs to be an in-between, because short seasons can work. Like Walking Dead season 1 worked as a short episode count. Then you got to season 2 where it's like you're going on for too damn long on this farm.
Yeah,
you really needed to shorten that season. So that's a good like comparison of like short work, long doesn't work. I think Doctor Who needed the middle ground. It needed the middle ground. But even then, I don't think more episodes would have made Series 14 better.
I'm not saying it would have been better. What I am saying is I would rather have 13 episode seasons of Doctor Who, even if they like break it up like they've done in the past of like, you know, like half, like one part of the year, take a break, the other half. I'd rather have that than a spin-off.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
Why not take this?
And also, if I want a spin-off, I don't want it to be unit because it's boring.
Do this with do this as part of the series. Do a 4-episode arc within the series of the land between, and the Doctor shows up on a lighter role. Even I'm okay with that, but don't exclude the Doctor, and maybe the Doctor will show up in this.
Not when you have 8-episode seasons.
No, I'm saying add the episodes in, so you have 12 episodes or 16 episodes. Like, put it all in Doctor Who. And if you want to tell the story of this war, tell it in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I happen to find the Doctor a more interesting character than probably any of those characters. So it'd be nice if he was, there for this.
You don't want to see the other reason Ruth Madeley is not returning to Big Finish? Oh no, sorry.
See, at least when like back in his first era, when Russell did spin-offs, at least the main characters headlining those spin-offs were at least established, and we kind of liked them and we knew them. Jack with Torchwood, and then Sarah Jane with the Sarah Jane Adventures. It's like, okay, Kate's not much of a character, so she's not going to be that much of a draw. Ibrahim was only in the anniversary specials and then the finale. Hey, there's the guy from Torchwood. Do you guys remember him? And here's 2 actors that have played roles in Doctor Who, but they're not playing them.
Yeah,
and then we got Shirley. It's else. Like,
I mean, it doesn't help that they've never sold me on the Brigadier's daughter. She's never. Kate has never worked for me.
Well, considering it doesn't help that they kind of just forgotten the whole thing is that she didn't want to be tied down, but by being associated with her father, she wanted to like prove herself without being like, oh, she's the Brigadier's daughter, we have to treat her like this way. It's like, no, I want to prove my own worth. And then after that, she just became the Brigadier's daughter.
Yeah.
To the fact that where she's now Kate Lethbridge Stewart, not Kate Stewart.
I would prefer they just set this in like the 70s or 80s and recast the Brigadier.
Yeah.
And give me a show with the classic Brigadier and have like maybe 2 different doctors show up or something in it. Give me that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be great. I mean, but that would also be fun. Recast the Brigadier, do it in the 70s, and have the current Doctor or another living Doctor reprise the role, and let's have fucking Sylvester McCoy go back to the 70s or Paul McGann.
Go with the guy who played the first Doctor in the 10th Doctor's finale. Put him, put him, Sylvester McCoy, in there as like the two of them as two different Doctors that the Brigadier is encountering at different times, not together.
Yeah.
And you could do some crazy weird stories, and you get a couple different classic Doctors in it. We get to have the Brigadier finally meet the first Doctor outside of a crossover episode. Yeah. I guess he met him in the 5 Doctors. But
and tonight's, which you need to go listen to, because
I need to go listen to, because I failed the homework assignment.
I did listen, but
Joe is the superior homework person here. Probably got good grades, Joe.
I did all right.
Yeah.
One more piece of news. Frankenstein.
What?
There is going to be a new Doctor Who novel in 2025, May the 22nd. It's Doctor Who Frankenstein. It features the 9th Doctor and Rose investigating a signal in a remote village in England. But they're getting more than they bargained for, because the scientist is creating new life, imitating Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Nice.
Okay. That's how I kind of feel about it. It's not all that.
We get a lot of Doctor Who Frankenstein stories.
Don't we?
We do.
We do. I always loved the idea of that junkyard TARDIS that he built, and the Doctor's wife is a Frankenstein's monster of the TARDIS. But that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all there is.
Cool.
Thank you. We did our best work. Oh, there's one more thing to discuss. The Doctor Who proms went on, and Catherine Tate was there. I'm very upset because the convention I went to last weekend was supposed to have Catherine Tate. What did she cancel for? The proms. So how dare you? How dare you?
Wow. She owes you an apology.
A personal apology right now.
I mean, what was it? I was at LI Who over the weekend. It was nice.
Son of a gun.
It was it was just fun. It was just, it's a small show, so it was nice to just, casually walk past your Colin Bakers and your Nicola Bryants and all that. It was fun.
Any particular memories? Just go ahead and.
Well, what's the actor? The Doctor Who movie, was it Give me a sec.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. I know it's something, but
hang on. Where is
we can do
the most thrilling aspect of our show is the fact that we too can Google.
Yeah. No, Googling.
Give me the wrong Doctor Who movie. I don't want the Peter Cushing one.
Yeah. Which is good in its own right, but still.
Yeah, which is good in its own right.
There was a person.
Right, here we go. Doctor Who. Yi-Ji So.
Yi-Ji So. Yeah, Yi-Ji So. So we're just hanging out in the me and my friend in like the patio area, and he just comes out like with a guitar and starts just like covering songs out there. Just hanging out, and then I ended up go to his panel where he was like showing like pictures that he took on the set that had never like been posted before or anything, and was going to like details of the movie, which is also funny because next month at the Cinema Arts Center over here, Eric Roberts is doing like a Q&A.
Oh, that's cool.
It's like, what? Like, why is all this Doctor Who the movie stuff happening over here? But no, so that was fun. I had like a short panel just talking about working on like licensed comics and things like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, so yes, that was nice. I'm trying to think. Mark Strickton was there. It was his first like LI Who. I know he doesn't do a lot of US shows since he's in New Zealand. So it's like, it was cool. And of course, Fraser Hines is there. Fraser Hines is at a lot of shows.
Oh,
yeah. He's coming back to Australia next month with Katie Manning.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love him. I've seen him a lot.
The one thing that I love is going through YouTube and seeing holy crap, John Pertwee at cons.
Yeah.
Old cons, and talking about getting Sylvester McCoy involved, because not Sylvester McCoy, my bad. God.
Patrick
Troughton. It's been a long day.
No, that's fine. I'm blanking up, but yeah. Hi, Gervais.
Hey, how's everyone doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing very good. You missed show and tell. Landry sent the 15th Doctor clip of Sonic Screwdriver.
Not the foot deodorizer.
But oh god, what was it? Just blanking. I hate it. But I was just gonna riff more on Fraser Hines probably, because it's just funny. I love him though. But yeah. So, but Wendy Padbury and Carol Ann Ford are going to be there next year. So hey,
which show is this? Where is this located?
Long Island. It's the LI Who show.
You're very far away. I'm not going to that. Actually, I'm going to New York. I'm going to go to New York Comic Con this year. Are you going to that one?
Yeah, I'll be there. We should say hi to all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll be in town for a whole week. So.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, we should figure that out. We can maybe get lunch somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
very nice.
That'd be good.
That this year or next year?
Next year's LA Who is going to be that, but this we're going to hang out this October at New York Comic Con. But that LI Who is for next year.
Exactly.
And then and Chicago TARDIS always has like a good lineup, but it's like always like Thanksgiving weekend or like the weekend after Thanksgiving.
I used to go to the Gallifrey 1 show back in the late 2000s in LA. And I know the kind of show you're talking about. You just walk by. There's Colin Baker. There's Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred. They're just sitting there, hanging out with everyone casually. I like those smaller shows, unlike the New York Comic Cons or the San Diego. That's just, you got to see people from 100 feet away in a crowd of 2,000 people. It's not the same.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
That's happening a lot here in Australia. The more smaller like fan like meetups, like the one next month with Fraser Hines and Katie Manning. That's kind of a small thing. Again, with Sylvester McCoy towards the end of the year, it's kind of a small thing. So it's not the big convention moments, but they're fun. They're really fun.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's nice. It's like you could just sit there and eat a sandwich with someone like you're in a Pertwee episode trying to pad out the runtime.
Yeah, but it's not a break. It's not after like a break in like, I don't know, sword fighting.
Well, sometimes a unit soldier, like sometimes Mike Yates is just eating a sandwich. It just happens. Like, fuck, it's a 7-parter? Jeez, all right.
Yeah. To answer Connor's question, he said, Chrissy, I might be flying to Brisbane to see Sylvester in November. Are you going? I am absolutely going. So hopefully we can finally meet up and I'll see you there.
Okay, Sylvester's doing like a final tour.
Yeah, Sylvester's doing a final tour.
What final tour?
He's getting old. He's getting there. So he's doing one last tour. So I thought
It's
I
not
might
like
as well go meet him. I've yet to meet another actual like classic Doctor. I've only met Peter Davison.
Yeah, you definitely should do it. That sounds wow. Final tour, make so grim, but
yeah, no, that's crazy.
I would love to meet him.
Yeah.
Honestly,
well,
he's not my favorite Doctor, but I loved Radagast in The Hobbit.
I was going to say he should be trying to get more of that like Lord of the Rings money. Like,
yes!
Let's go.
I mean, he's still acting. He was just in a show that I watched called Sister Boniface. It's a spin-off of Father Brown. It's a fun show, but it was good to see him acting again recently.
There was I saw him in so this is how much of a fan I am. Have any of you watched the 2020 Christmas movie Lost at Christmas?
No.
It's like it's a garbage made for TV Christmas movie that just so happens to have Sylvester McCoy and Fraser Hines as supporting characters. So I was like, oh man, I'm gonna watch this. I'm like, oh, this sucks, but like it's cool seeing Sylvester McCoy and Fraser Hines in this shitty made for TV Christmas movie.
That's funny.
That's like I forgot what it was, but it's like they did like a film or a show together where it's just like here in one scene is Paul McGann, Peter Capaldi, and Bradley Walsh. So you got two doctors and two future doctors and a companion just in a scene together in just some random like TV show or film.
That's because over in Britain they have 30 actors that they just
England only has 30 actors and they will use all of them.
I miss when it was that way because it's really not.
It's
not much.
It does feel that way sometimes. Hey guys, so I gotta split since I'm not up to date on the work, and I've got I've got to do my night job here.
Give us a plug for Pixel Lore next week. That's the name of the channel. I'm pretty sure.
Wait, what? Oh, that's what we're doing for the
yes.
Pixel Lore.
That's where we were last time.
That's okay. Yeah. So we're doing our Rings of Power review, season 2, preview episodes 1 and 2. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
1 and 2
is it
2-part.
I think they released both episodes, the first 2 episodes at once.
Okay. Next week you're going to see Rings of Power reviewed. It's whether it's good or not, that's not up for a question.
That's going to be the debate.
Is it? I think it's more just a review of what we get, and we won't throw a fit. But
I'm excited. All right, I'll see you all soon, and enjoy all of this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
There we go. I just use this to kick them off. That's right. All right.
How dare you? You can't even kick them off with an actual sonic screwdriver. You have to use the click remote. Wow.
It's like a twist.
Wow. How dare you?
Okay. Start us off.
Okay, so we are here to review Deathworld, the latest in the Big Finish Lost Stories range, where they adapt original scripts or plans for certain classic Doctor Who episodes, or even like episodes that just never saw the light of day. And for this one, it's a particular one. This was the original plan for the 3 Doctors, the first ever multi-Doctor television story. Now, Deathworld, The synopsis is, the Doctor was dead to begin with, killed alongside his beloved Joe Grant in an explosion in the unit labs, but Time Lords are notoriously hard to kill. Because with unit under siege, the Brigadier is rescued by two familiar faces, the Doctor he first encountered fighting the Eddie, and Jamie McCrimmon, with yet one more waiting in the wings. They all pawns in a deadly game of chess played by a being more powerful than they've ever encountered before, and when you battle Death himself, can anyone ever win? So yes, this is the adapted from the original treatment by Bob Baker and Dave Martin for what later became the TV episode, The Three Doctors. So, yes, Deathworld. Let's start with Joe. Your thoughts on Deathworld?
Sure. Some of the things that aren't really quite fair to this is one of the big problems with these stories are they recast the doctors and the brigadier, stuff like that, and that's not the issue. That's fine because they honestly all sounded pretty good. You can tell, but it's close enough, and you just go with it, and it's fine. It's when it's like Katie Manning and Fraser Hines, when it's like, oh, you both sound a lot older, and the doctors and the brigadier all sound like more or less what you expect them to at the time. And I like that they cast the originals as a fan, but it does kind of stand out. And I don't know if it takes away from it, but it is like something. The biggest problem I have,
it's certainly
with
jarring.
this, it is jarring when it's like Katie Manning's talking. You're like, oh god, it's like, but it's the story overall. While I enjoy a lot of it, I think what we ultimately got with the Three Doctors is a stronger story. There's a lot of interesting enough stuff going on here, but it's dragged out too long. Like the Three Doctors is a tight 4-episode story, and this is this is the runtime of like a little over 6. I feel like it's a long runtime. I know that it's broken up into 4, but they're like almost 40-minute episodes. They're all like 37, 38 minutes. It's like they're almost all double. It's long, and it takes so long. And I get that, like, this is the original treatment, and this is the first time they did it at that point. But it spends a lot of time trying to explain the concept of the doctors being able to meet and interact with each other at different time periods. So, like, again, like, it's hard to take away from it because, again, original attempt at doing this, original treatment, they didn't do this before. But it's a lot of there's a lot of exposition dumping in it to make sense, to the point where to make it make sense, to the point where it gets a little distracting and takes away from the action, especially because it's such like a at points dire situation, and it feels like there's a lot of like explaining how mechanics work while zombies are going to kill them all. So yeah, I mean, I do enjoy it overall. There's a lot of the really stupid lines that Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee would say to each other. One of the ones that stuck out to me was Patrick Troughton just calling him like something like a colorful giraffe, and then John Pertwee being like, "Oh, giraffe," just like losing it. And like that kind of stuff, like, it was "you long giraffe," like it was something like that. Then Pertwee was just losing on like that stuff. I thought really works, and again, they play it so straight. So I really like that. The other element of this, and again, I like it overall, but the other element of this that takes away, and Big Finish does this for a lot of these kind of stories, the score sounds too contemporary Big Finish. And I'm like, the whole point is like we're immersing ourselves in that like era, and we're trying to do a story, and we're trying to fill in this gap, and I feel like a big part of that should be scoring it so it sounds that way. Like that, I think the story would have really benefited from it, because the score affects the tone, and there's a lot of elements in this that end up making it like feel a bit tonally out of place when like Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines are being silly. It's like they're being silly, and then you have the score that feels very serious and current Big Finish. And I really wish they would have gone with more of the kind of score you would expect if you were watching, you know, an episode that aired in 1973.
Yeah, no, I can get that. I got to do a small plug adding on to that when it comes to music, they usually do the Second Doctor adventures. I feel like they do that fairly well. First Doctor too sometimes, but the Second Doctor is where it stands out. But that's all I'll say when it comes to music. Gervain, your thoughts?
I always like when Joe is on because he makes it easy for me to follow him, because there's a lot of things that I agree with. So, not as long as he's giving his review. When it comes to the casting, like, I definitely agree with like Jamie and Jamie
Joe
and
Grant,
Joe were really testing my suspension of disbelief. And I don't know if that's because she's been in more recent episodes. She was in the Sarah Jane series, so you've heard that voice before. So it's hard to imagine her being that younger incarnation of herself. But if you hadn't heard from her at all, it's just clear, like, her age, and it stretches the point of credulity. And then with Jamie, I'm not sure what's going on with him. I almost thought that was somebody else playing him at one point. That's how awful it was for me. For me, I liked the First Doctor, casting the First Doctor.
Yeah,
they're a great voice and sound. Second, I wasn't as sold on. I know that's his son, but I wasn't as sold on. But I did like the mannerisms. I like once I started getting used to hearing him talk like the Second Doctor, then I was able to get more into that performance when that piece of it, not necessarily the sound of voice. And the third, I really couldn't stand. I'm not like the biggest third Doctor fan, but I've heard enough of them that for me, that was just like, of all of them, that's the one I could not buy the most.
Yeah.
I agree with Joe. I think the story was a little bit too long. There were parts of it I was thinking of. The one we reviewed that I really, really enjoyed, and I tried to go to Big Finish to get it a couple of months ago, but went out of print, was a Trial of Valiant, which I thought was a lot crisper. And I'm not a Sixth Doctor fan, but I really enjoyed that story, the pacing of it, and everything else. This one I thought I agree with you. I think it went just a little bit too long. I thought it was an interesting premise, because I'm a sucker for chess. So I love all kinds of stories that use chess as a framing device. But I just thought it went a little too long, and sometimes the story seemed to get a little bit lost. But I enjoyed the interactions between the doctors and the companions, and I really enjoyed the Brigadier's voice act. His casting. I thought he nailed it. I had to go Google and see if he was still alive. But I thought of all of them, he was just spot on. So I enjoyed hearing his interplay, particularly with Joe and the Third Doctor, and also when he encounters the Second and Jamie. That whole back and forth, the whole meeting each other at different points in time. And it was a good story overall. I like the whole idea of like them taking the treatments and kind of giving them a go at it, and like the sort of meta nod at the end that this is going to happen again, but like in a but in a different way. Like there's almost like that. What is it in the Marvel universe? They have like this sliding time line kind of a thing. But I think it was a solid effort overall. It's like I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but I know from the ones that I've had the privilege to listen to from Big Finish, I've definitely listened to ones where I think the story is a little bit clearer and the pacing was just a little bit sharper than this one was. But I definitely enjoyed it better than the Three Doctors. I did enjoy it better than Three Doctors.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Three Doctors slander wasn't what I was expecting today. Omega? Wait. Were you here for the review of this channel?
But I don't like floating first. I don't like first Doctor floating in a bubble. That's the part. And I felt cheapened by that.
The antimatter universe. Omega. Okay.
Personally, hero, I thought he should have been a god.
Okay, I guess that means it's my turn before Chris does his honors. I really enjoyed this. I went with Chris. We reviewed the Celebration last year. That was what was it called again? Once in Future. Yeah.
Which still isn't over yet. The last part comes out in November.
Which actually is very soon.
Don't know why.
Well, we know why now. It has the future.
We know why. I think it's still stupid that the end of the 60th anniversary special is a year after the 60th anniversary.
I know. But anyway, we got small snippets of 1, 2, and 3, and I love pretty much all the recasts. They've done a great job. Michael Troughton as the second Doctor, he has me sold. I love that. I've listened to the Dead Star, which was an okay story, but just so I could have Michael Troughton put me to sleep in a good way. Dead Star. But no, I'm fully sold on him. Stephen Noonan, he is beloved on this channel. Even if he goes gremlin mode a little bit more often than not. But the one thing that I love about this story is that one could do so much more, because obviously we know why he couldn't have the Three Doctors. He was very ill. He had to film in a closet, and it was. But seeing him in those moments were great. But here he's an active participant. He is running around and yelling at those two. It's great. I think that overall the story itself is okay. I liked the actor who played the embodiment of death. I do not claim to be death. I am death. I wasn't convinced about the chess match, though. Those scenes between Death and the Lord President of the Time Lords did not sell for me. I do not. That was the weak part for me for this. I liked the concept of Deathworld. I think that in some ways I could see how campy it would be on the television screen, even if they went a little extreme with it sometimes, with the gremlins and all in the field at the end. But I could mostly see it. And that's the key thing I look for with Lost Stories. The last one we did, which was Operation Werewolf, you could definitely see that happening. This one made it a little bit harder. But I love the interactions, and that's the key thing. We get the first Doctor with the Brigadier, and that is something that we just never get. We never get. So this, bringing that to life, fantastic. I loved this. I am a fan of Deathworld. Chris.
All right. For me, yeah, I enjoyed the story. I liked it. Do I like it on the same level or more than the Three Doctors? I don't know. I think Three Doctors is just kind of iconic, and it's a story I've watched many times. So I wouldn't. Maybe just under the Three Doctors, maybe. But no. I really enjoyed Deathworld. It's great that we at least have a version of the Three Doctors where the first Doctor is actually more of an active participant. Yes, I know. William Hartnell was incredibly sick, so his portion, his parts, very minimized to accommodate for his illness. So, but with this version, yeah, definitely a bit more active in the role of the first Doctor and actually interacting more with his two future incarnations. It's great. Yeah, Stephen Noonan as the first Doctor, absolutely love him. He's fantastic. Michael Shradden as the second Doctor, really good. And as always, Tim Treloar as his third Doctor. I think just every time Tim Treloar does a role as the third Doctor, it gets better. It's like, okay, now I can he's definitely John Pertwee at this point, I feel like. And then same with John Colshaw as the Brigadier. Like his Brigadier is like a spot on like impression. Like John Colshaw is just an amazing voice actor. Yeah, the story itself, it's fine. It could have been a little bit shorter. They do kind of take their time explaining a lot of things, although I don't know. It's weird. I feel like they had to be there, but I don't know how you could have shortened it. But oh well. The whole chess stuff, the base of it being a chess stuff, I could see what they were going with. It's kind of a metaphysical thing.
Yep.
Doing the whole chess match, but it's affecting reality as well. Yada yada yada. I've seen and heard that done, I think, much better. Like I listened to The End and the Death, which is part of the Siege of Terror books, and the Emperor and Horus have a metaphysical battle and a physical battle at the same time, physically fighting each other and metaphysically drawing tarot cards against each other. So I think it was, I don't know, the chess was just whatever, but I think overall it's an enjoyable story. I'd had fun with it. It's nice. I don't really have too many gripes with it.
Yeah,
I guess we'll go into our ratings. Joe, what would you give this?
I think I'll go 7 out of 10. Like, it's solid. It's fine. It's definitely above average. It runs a bit too long. There's some wonkiness to it, but overall, I liked it.
Yep, Javane.
Yeah, I think Game of Joy. 7. Yeah, I was thinking 6, but yeah, I agree. I don't think it's average. I think it's the reason I give it a 7 is because much like you were saying, I think it was like Pixel was saying, I enjoyed the interactions between the doctors and the companions and each other. I thought that was a real selling point of the story. So yeah, based on that alone, it was fun hearing all of them go back and forth and meeting each other. That's the great thing about team ups is seeing the characters interact with each other, kind of saying the things about each other that the audience is already thinking. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Pixel.
I am going to go 7.5. Definitely above average. I love the interactions, but the story itself is just it exists. Yeah. It's something that's there. The concepts are neat enough to keep you interested, but it's okay.
Yeah. I would also have to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed it. It's interesting, but I just feel like Death as a villain is great because Death isn't really the bad guy, kind of depending. But I just think that in the Three Doctors, Omega is a better antagonist because it's more of a personal thing. It's more tied with the Doctor's race, with the Time Lords.
Time Lord.
And it's such a threat that they have to essentially like, well, the Doctor's exiled, but we're going to kind of get rid of that because we kind of need him to do this stuff. And also, we kind of need his past self's help to do it, and he's done it, so we'll end his exile. He's free to go about and travel through time and space again. I think it's just that's just much better. It's just much more interesting. And maybe because I've heard and like read Death in like other Doctor Who stuff, and it's more interesting there, like in Zagreus or like Time Worm Revelation or Master. Death is much more interesting in those stories. So, yeah, 7.5 out of 10.
So if I can follow that part up, so why? Because I didn't catch this during the story. So why were Death and Madam President playing the chess game in the first place?
Because Death. What was it? I think like Death thought the Time Lords were overstepping themselves.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So after the trial of the second Doctor, the Time Lords started doing more. They started getting involved, and so that was Death saying, "Well, now you've gone from watchers to active participants, and let's go ahead and remind you where you belong."
Yeah.
And
You're
so,
beings with incredible power that didn't want to use it, and now you're using it.
And so the Time Lords were like, "Oh no, let's go ahead and use the guy that's not here as our champion."
Yeah. But yeah, that is it. That is our review on Deathworld. We got two. Yes.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Katie Manning, she was reliving in a way, but it also is an excuse to use this gift.
Go power! Yay!
There's never an excuse to use that clip.
There is so many excuses, and that was the best one. Okay. Now,
anyway, that is it for our review of Deathworld. 2 7 out of 10s, 2 7.5 out of 10s. If you want to listen to it, go ahead. You'll definitely enjoy it. Doctor Who fans will definitely enjoy this story. Like, I wouldn't really say it's a waste of your money. It's a fun, enjoyable story. But that's it for this live stream. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to Landry, Joe, and Javane for joining us. Anyone want to plug anything before they go? Joe, you got any future projects, comics you want everyone to check out?
Yeah, I am the editor on the new Green Hornet Miss Fury comic that'll be out, I believe in November through Dynamite. So check it out. I'm really happy with how it's coming out, and you could probably still get Kardak, the Mystic, the one shot I did for Archie, came out 2 weeks ago, but let's try to sell at the distributor level. Why not?
Yes, go ahead, guys. Do that right now. We demand you.
Thank you.
And as usual, Pixel will flaunt his purchases of not sonic screwdrivers. You can join us next week when, I don't know, after this stream, they're going to announce the gold edition of that screwdriver, and he will buy it.
Listen, when they did the gold edition of the 14th Doctors, I had to get it right when it came out. First, I don't know why. It's a problem. I'm sorry.
You have a spending problem, says the guy that plays Warhammer. You have a spending problem.
You don't play it.
I collect and paint it.
That's not playing.
I will play it someday, but I still actively participate in it, in the purchasing, and building, and painting of them.
Fair enough.
But you have a problem.
Yeah, I do. And that's because I like fun toys that remind me of Doctor Who. Take us away. Goodbye.
Yeah, I've already said bye. See you next time, everyone.
Alonzi!